Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we have a pattern, and the pattern is a pattern of a bad behavior. It seems like some State Department employees of the United States of America are having very weird accidents in Washington DC. And that's two of them already, and when you have two of them dying kind of in the same way, it makes you think if that is the preferred way of eliminating people, which I know it used to be a preference in certain times and a certain common practice, being hit by a truck. So this article comes from Fox News from August 30th, 2022. State Department employees killed in DC area after being struck by trucks by riding bikes. So, boom, trucks. I will tell you stories about trucks, accidents with trucks. The State Department confirmed Tuesday that recent deaths of two employees killed after being struck by trucks while riding bikes in the Washington, D.C. area over the past few weeks. Both women were in their early 40s and were State Department Foreign Service officers serving in Washington, D.C. And I'm quoting, "We can confirm the death of Foreign Service officers Sean O'Donnell and Sarah J. Langenkamp. The two recent separate incidents," a State Department spokesperson confirmed to Fox News. And I'm quoting again, "The Department of State extends its deepest condolences to their families and loved ones. We refer you to local law enforcement for additional information." Now, Langenkamp, a 42-year-old diplomat who formerly worked at the US Embassy in Kiev, Ukraine, was struck by a flatbed truck on August 25 while riding her bike in Bethesda, Maryland. Flatbed truck, no survivors. Her husband, Daniel, also served at the Kiev Embassy as a spokesperson. O'Donnell, 40, was struck by a Mack cement truck, flattened, while riding her bike to work on July 20th in D.C. O'Donnell's mother, Mary, told Fox News that she has received a letter from President Biden and a phone call. "I don't care about that. She's dead, so that's what you can receive how many letters if you want. If your daughter is dead, that's, She also said the police investigation into her daughter's death is ongoing and they have no information about the driver's identity. That's it. Well, story time. When I was a little boy, I lived in a country that was ran by a communist system, and they were kind of like thugs, and they had it's called Securitatea. Securitatea was the security, as you would say here, the secret police, kind of like the FBI and the CIA, but they operate outside supposedly. And this Securitatea, they were created, this department, as to protect the country from outside threats and spies and all that. The problem is, if they had some people that they were very, very annoying, or there were spies or something, and they didn't want to expose them because they knew. Let's say Tom Jones is in Romania. He's a Romanian citizen, and we know that he works, let's say, for the Americans. And we know we're just supervising him, we just follow him and all that, and we know he knows that he's followed and so on. But then and they know that we know. I mean, let's say the services know. So then you just monitor the guys and so on. You keep an eye on him and let him talk, let him do whatever, because from time to time you invite him to a little conversation and you just discuss with the guy. That's how it goes, and it's like that. Some you don't know who they are, some they don't know that you know. Now, if you want to get rid of these guys, you couldn't just get him and take care of him in the basement of your whatever security building you got. No, because then you're going to rile up those guys over there. They will do probably the same thing with your guys over there. So that's not sometimes, but you cause accidents. And there were two ways of accidents. Two, the main ones that they were used. And they were used by the Soviets as well. And I give you an example of the Soviets that I know. They would be the one that you were just trying to fly and you realize you can't, but it's too late to come back on the balcony. That is when you find people just killing themselves, jumping off the balconies from the 10th story, okay? So 10th level, they just, I will try to fly. Oh, damn, I can't. Can I climb back? Too late. Boom. So that was one way, thrown. And the other one was this one, with a big truck that would just mow you down while you're driving your car. Hey, the guy's coming towards us. Boom. And it was frontal or from the back. Not T-bone, but those were the two ways of dealing with this kind of people. So I know another incident where we had two singers. They were Romanians from Moldova, and they were very popular, and they were talking about unification between Republic of Moldova and Romania, and they were very, very inconvenient for some Moldovan authorities and the Russians, the Soviets, the Russians were then. And I didn't like that a bit. And they were very popular because they were instigating Romanians to claim Moldova back. And there was a no-no. And one day they were in a car in the back seat. There were four in the car, driver, person next to the driver, and there was a man and a woman. They were the singers. They sat over there, and a big fucking truck came from behind and smashed them and destroyed the whole thing, and they died. And that was the services of Russia. So that's what they said. Now here, this looked to me to just different names, different locations, but the same technique. And I'm very suspicious to say that I think, and there's also that the person has something to do with Kiev, and her husband is in Kiev. So it's kind of like weird. Is this a kind of Dugina, Daria Dugina? Or maybe it's the Ukrainians, because it doesn't have to be the Russians. We don't know so many things that you say, oh, it's the Russians because it's very obvious. We don't know if it's the Ukrainians. Or we don't know if it's someone else. Who knows? Maybe these guys were Russian agents and they were taken care of by our people. I mean, it's all possible like this. It's just, and then, accident. Now, if something like this would happen in Russia, what would you say? Oh my God, Putin wanted to get rid of them. Or see, something like that. So, sorry for the guys, but it's a pattern, exact way, and in Washington, D.C. Kind of strange, and they couldn't find the guys. That's even more strange, or stranger. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.